194 Playhouse in the morning, 0. AMK, pick your purse. 850 this morning, 950. 1250 and 250 as well. More chances at designer handbags next couple of weeks, all leading up to that final party at Bar 9 on, I believe it's the 23rd. There'll be all kinds of handbags there, including the grand prize, which is a Louis Vuitton.
I still haven't even seen that one, but that one, so you're going to be able to win that one. We're also going to be giving away if there's any purses left in the boutique. So multiple purses going to be out there.
Yeah, honestly, if you're ever like, man, I don't think that person called in for their purse, you should just be happy because that just means that's another one we'd bring with us to the party at the end of the contest. So.
And that's one you're definitely going to want to be at for that Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, absolutely. So Am I the Jerk? Something we solicit for on our Playhouse Facebook page where we're just like, hey, is there a situation where we thought, man, was I the total jerk in this situation? Then we roundtable it quick here on the show. And you can certainly text real quick and weigh in at 35270 if you want to, just jerk or not a jerk. Am I the Jerk? Case 1 of 3. My ex-boyfriend recently texted and asked if I'd be willing to talk with his current girlfriend about why our relationship ended. He gave no context as to why, so I just didn't respond. Our breakup was like 2 years ago, and it was fairly uneventful, so I have no clue what he's getting at, and I'm certainly not interested in rehashing yesterday's business, especially not for his current relationship. Am I the jerk for ignoring this request?
Absolutely not. I think that was a jerk move for him to even get a hold of you and try to bring you back in his life. I don't understand. There's some issue going on with him and his current girlfriend where he's like, oh, just you can ask my ex. No, you don't need to get involved in that. Not a jerk at all.
You know, if you guys had maintained a friendship or if he'd given some context to it.
Yeah, he didn't.
Yeah, I feel like that you're not a jerk at all. That's just, what a strange ask.
And just, to not have any other thing involved, like why you're doing it. Why would he think that's a good idea?
Especially when you look at the breakup and you're like, I have no idea why you'd be asking me this. Like, what would you really contribute to that? Am I the Jerk? Case 2 of 3. My son's baseball team takes turns on whoever brings beverages each game for the kids. And I guess I hadn't noticed, but everybody else up to this point had brought things like bottled water, Purell, and Gatorade. Not Purell, Powerade. We brought root beer on our first run, and I guess we're the talk of the parents now for bringing something unhealthy and sugary. I just figured the kids would enjoy a nice cold root beer. There was never any conversation about soda not being allowed. Are we jerks?
I don't think you're jerks at all because you didn't even think about it. It's now after the fact that everybody's mentioning it, and now you're feeling bad, and you're like, I truly did think root beer would be a good option. I didn't really think it through that this is for sports and maybe they need a little something more hydrating.
Yeah, I certainly don't think you're jerks either. However, now that you know this has happened, I don't know if you have to even have a conversation about it. I'd maybe bring water next time since now you know you're with like that group of parents that are like, meh.
Yeah, next time, Gatorade, water, not pop.
Though I also say this not knowing how old the kids are. Because if they're super, super young, you might be a jerk. Like if they're like 6, 7, 8 years old, but if they're like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then I feel like the older they are, the less of a jerk you are. But it might be presumptuous to think like our kids are 6. They've never even tasted soda. So if you're giving soda to a bunch of 6 and 7-year-olds, that might be, you're more of a jerk depending on how young they are.
Weren't the parents there though also to be like, no, I'm sorry, little Bobby can't have that?
Why does it even have to be a conversation, though? Like, you could just, like, not give your kid something, right? You don't have to, like, make a scene about the whole thing.
But I'm wondering if it was just those, like, little mini bottles. So maybe it wasn't a lot? Trying to make it...
They're made for kids.
Yeah, those small ones.
Yeah. I don't think you're jerks unless they're super young. I might think you're jerks if they're super young. Because one time our kids went out for Halloween, one time. This last Halloween, they came back with, like, a squirt or something, and I thought that was super weird.
What do you mean? It's just somebody giving it, and you don't have to give it to the kids.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was weird because they're pretty small to be chugging down on soda, I thought.
It's not like you also forced them or anything. If they didn't want them, they didn't have to drink them.
You can just not take it, right? You can go home and have your drink. And by the Jerk, case 3 of 3, my wife and I were invited to a grill out this past weekend, and we asked if we could bring anything, and the host said, no, just bring yourselves. But we were taken back a bit when we showed up, and it appeared that everybody else brought something. At one point, another guest pointed at the table and asked which salad was ours after we complimented their potato salad. I'm pretty sure we're the only ones who brought nothing. Are we jerks?
No, not at all. They told you not to.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the fact that you asked and they said just bring yourselves, you did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong.
No.
God forbid you brought root beer.
That's true. I don't think you did anything wrong. And maybe by the time, like, you were invited, they had everything scheduled out and they just thought, you know what? let's make it easy for you. You guys don't have to bring anything.
Yeah, I don't think you're jerks. I think I just instinctively would have brought something, even if they'd said no, but you're not a jerk for listening. It'd be one thing if you just showed up and you didn't ask.
Yeah, that would definitely be a jerk. You asked, they said nothing, but like kind of like you, I think you always need to bring something, whether it's like chips or you're bringing alcohol, you're bringing something.